Hello everybody, RoyalRapids here, and welcome to not a hardcore Nuzlocke for once. I'm returning to the roots of this channel and deciding to take on a solo challenge. Now today we'll be taking on the solo challenge with the Pokemon SNEASEL. Now SNEASEL, although it gets an evolution in later gens, isn't necessarily a bad Pokemon in its own right. It has really high attack and speed, however its defenses are absolutely god-awful, and both of its stabs are special while it's a physical attacker. Nonetheless, it's still a pretty decent Pokemon, so I think we should be able to get through this run fairly easily. We obviously replace Bulbasaur with SNEASEL to give the rival a Charmander to be super effective against us, but we beat him fairly easily on the first time around. We start out with Scratch, Leer, and Taunt as our attacking moves. We level up a bit, and then go to take on our rival Jeff in the optional rival fight. We're at level 8, his Pidgey's currently at level 9. We hit a couple Leers in its face to get its defenses down, and 2 quick attacks gets the job done. Out comes Charmander, and we try to employ the same strategy. Hitting a Leer, and then 3 quick attacks takes care of the Charmander, getting us to level 10. We head into Brock's gym and get absolutely walled by his trainer, so I decide to head back over to Route 2 and fight Mankeys to get our attack EVs high up. Luckily, through a war of attrition, we're able to get through both his Geodude and Sandshrew and take on Brock himself. And let me just tell you, even at level 17, we're 3 levels higher than his highest level Pokemon, we got completely walled. We were able to get through Geodude most of the time, but due to our really poor physical defense, 2 to 3 rock throws from Onix completely wiped us out. So I had to bite the bullet and train against level 3s to level 22 so we could get Feint Attack. And even though we have poor special attack, their special defense is actually god-awful, and 3 total Feint Attacks gets the job done and earns us our first badge. Now that we're super high leveled, I elected to not really take on many trainers along the way. I just figured I'd show this one in Mount Moon to show how badly we're cleaning out trainers 10 levels lower than us. But nonetheless, here we are, against our good friend Jeff. Now we're not that much higher level than him. 2 Feint Attacks takes out Pidgeotto, the same fate falls onto Charmander. Rattata and Abra go both down in 1 each. And just like that, rival number 3 has been easily defeated. That gives us the Fame Checker. Now here comes Misty. Misty shouldn't be too big of a problem. 2 Feint Attacks takes down Staryu, and Starmie, who's weak to it, also goes down to 2 Feint Attacks, getting us our second Kanto Gym badge. But we get one shot by a random Mankey on Nugget Bridge. After taking on the head guy of Nugget Bridge, a Team Rocket member, we're not allowed to join Team Rocket though, stupidly enough, we go save Bill from his Pokemon trapped fate. He was trapped inside a Clefairy. How to do that, I don't know. Then we go to take on the Rocket Grunt to get ourselves a TM for Dig, which I might use on the next gym. After taking Bill's ticket, heading onto the SS Sand, it's time to take on rival number 3. Pidgeot goes down in 2 hits. Charmeleon keeps evading our quick attacks. We eventually take him down with 3. Out comes Raticate, who we murder with 2, literally. And Kadabra goes down to 1 Feint Attack, allowing us to go upstairs, weirdly rub the captain's back, and earn ourselves HM01 Cut, which allows us to head over to Vermilion City Gym and take on Electric Trainer Lieutenant Surge. Now, I decided to go for a Digless run because I thought we could do it. Sneasel's ridiculously high attack, plus the fact that we're 10 levels higher than most of his Pokemon, leads us into a pretty easy victory. Voltorb down in 2 quick attacks, Pikachu down in 1, and Raichu after healing goes down in a total of 5, earning us our 3rd Kanto Gym badge very, very easily. Now, we head into Lavender Tower to take on rival number 4. He's like, "Hey, why are you killing my Pokemon?" Pidgeotto goes down in 3 quick attacks, and out comes Charmeleon, who goes down in about 2 Feint Attacks. Out comes Execute, who goes down in a single Feint Attack, and now the big hitter, Gyarados. He completely walls us. We can't do any damage to him, and he either 1 or 2 shots us. So I figured, oh well, back to grinding. I go to the Celadon department store and pick up the TM for Brick Break, which we might use later. And now it's time to head down to the game corner. After absolutely annihilating the Rocket Grunt, we head downstairs and get the Black Glasses, which is actually a pretty good item for Sneasel. Even though special attack's bad, it'll at least boost the power of it. Now against Giovanni, Onix goes down in 2 Feint Attacks, as does Rhyhorn. We have to learn Icy Wind for the time being, because we're not using Taunt at all. Might as well get a stab move. Out comes Kangaskhan, who we're not doing a lot of damage to. She's also not doing much damage to us either, so a couple quick attacks later, and we earn ourselves the win over Giovanni and getting the Silph Scope. Now I figured, I'm higher leveled, let's take on rival number 4 again. He leads with Pidgeotto, and I lead with Sneasel, obviously. He goes on 2 quick attacks. Charmeleon suffers the same fate, Execute down to 1 Feint Attack, and out comes the big hitter, Gyarados. We get a crit Feint Attack, which brings in Kadabra, who also goes down to a Feint Attack. And yeah, pretty easy victory. Now, the Marowak in the tower, never really particularly a hard battle or much higher level than it. And after absolutely curb-stopping every Rocket Grunt, we get to Mr. Fuji, who gives us the Pokeflute, which opens up a lot more of the Kanto region. I thought I'd head into my TM kits and teach Frostbite the TM for Aerial Ace, because I came to the realization that my Chops that are like level 20 are still one-shotting me, as this trainer did right here. He kept one-shotting me with Brick Break. And I was like, what the heck? Nonetheless, Aerial Ace makes that as easy as humanly possible. So pick up the card key, head right over to the 3rd floor, go through a warp panel, and save our game because it's time to take on rival number 5. This is known as one of the hardest battles in the Gen 1 games and its remakes, and I can definitely see why. Pidgeot easily goes down, but I tried this fight like 30 times. Charizard always one-shotted us, and we couldn't one-shot it. So, head to the fighting dojo, one-shot everything with Aerial Ace, even though we're 4 times weak, but we're just that powerful, so I figured I'm a little more powerful. Let's take on Rival 5 again, and once again, Pidgeot goes down fairly easily. We just have to mic it up, go for a couple feint attacks, but Charizard knows Flamethrower and one-shots us without fail. So I head over to Cycling Road and all the other adjacent Kanto routes, taking on as many trainers as I can to get my levels up before heading into the Safari Zone, which, if you watch the early solo challenges, least favorite place in Pokemon. You have a step limit, you can't get anything you want on your first try, but I get the Gold Teeth, the TM for Double Team, and also the HM for Surf. After giving the Gold Teeth to the Warden, I decided to take on Rival 5 again. Out comes Pidgeot, we take it down in 2 slashes. Now here comes the big hitter Charizard. We Aerial Ace it, but he goes for Scary Face. Stupidly enough, that allows us to live, and we blast through the rest of his team without fail, earning us our hard-earned victory over Rival 5. Now it's time for the second fight against Giovanni. He leads out with a Nidorino, and we lead out with Frostbite, obviously. We Screech and Slash to take on the Nidorino. Rhyhorn gets a hit off, we take it out with 2 feint attacks. In comes Nidoqueen. We're poisoned, and we go down. Pretty tough. We're still losing fights even at level 61. This challenge is more difficult than I thought. Once again, though, we're right back at it again. We take out Nidoking in 2 feint attacks, and out comes Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn goes down in 2 feint attacks as well, and out comes Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen hangs on after 2 slashes, poisoning us with Poison Point, but 2 more slashes gets the job done against Kangaskhan, and we earn ourselves our victory over Giovanni. Now it's boss rush time. Sabrina is an absolute joke. She's a Psychic-type gym leader. We're a Dark-type Pokemon, and we absolutely waltz through this gym. Venomoth gives us a little bit of trouble as it's not a Psychic type, but it's also not really all that powerful. So Mr. Mime, Kadabra, and Alakazam all go down easily, and we get our win over Sabrina. Now it's Koga time, the Poison-type gym leader. Also didn't really give me that much of a problem, although we did manage to lose to him. We take out Muck in 2 slashes. He was the big issue. If he got Minimizes up, he was able to take us out if we couldn't hit him, even though we did have Aerial Ace, which I didn't remember at the time. Weezing, though, does do quite a lot of damage. We take it out in 3 slashes, earning our 5th badge. Well, in Pokemon Tower, I run into a shiny Rattata, which is interesting. I've never run into a shiny in a challenge run before, so it's interesting that I managed to get that done, but hey, I guess it'll just rot in this save file forever, but it's cool, I guess. After picking up the secret key, we head into the Cinnabar Gym to take on Blaine. This was another instance of either one-shot or be one-shot, as you can see right here. We couldn't even get past Growlithe, but I managed to get a lucky attempt where I got multiple attack boosts from Metal Claw, which offset the double Intimidate from Growlithe and Arcanine, allowing us to one-shot Ponyta and Rapidash. Arcanine misses a Fire Blast, and a 1 more slash gets the job done. Now, I decided to save Erica for 7th because I thought it would be funny just to one-shot all the Pokemon with Aerial Ace, as Victory Bell, Tangela, and Vileplume all haplessly go down to 1 Aerial Ace each, getting us our 7th badge. Now, the 5th gym fight in a row pits us up against Giovanni. 2 feint attacks take care of Rhyhorn, 2 Metal Claws take care of Nidoqueen, a few Metal Claws take care of Nidoking. Out comes Rhyhorn, goes down to 1 feint attack, and Dugtrio goes down to a single Aerial Ace, earning us our 8th and final Kanto Gym badge. Nope, it's rival number 6. Will he be difficult? I don't know, probably. We get a Metal Claw boost against Pidgeot, which is going to make this a lot easier. We have one-shot Rhydon with Metal Claw. Out comes Charizard. We survive a Flamethrower. 2 Aerial Aces get the job done. A feint attack takes out Execute, and 2 feint attacks take out Gyarados, leaving Alakazam, who also goes down to 2 feint attacks. Beating Jeff for the 6th and final time. Psych, not the final time. Nonetheless, though, we go to take on this person right here. We don't take her on. We just force her to give us the TM for return, which gives us a good normal-type sweeping move. 102 base power, absolutely perfect for any physical attacking solo run. I always recommend to go get this TM. I usually don't get it earlier because I feel like it makes the game too OP, but for the Elite Four, always good to get return. 102 power, normal type, even better if you get stab. Okay, so let's take one final look at our good friend Frostbite here. I think we did a pretty good job raising him. Good move pool, good attack, good speed. That's all you can ask for in a SNEASEL. And now it's time to take on Ice Trainer Lorelei. She leads with a Dugong. We take it down in 2 returns. Out comes Cloyster. So we decided to go for the special feint attack because Cloyster has base 200 defense. Slowbro, weak to feint attack, goes down to a single 1. Out comes Lapras. You'd think it would 2-shot, but no. Lapras hangs on with a Shred, and we have to just go through a classic war of attrition. fighting through healing, getting off Metal Claws until a few returns gets the job done. Last but not least is Jinx, but one return easily gets the job done. Now it's time for Bruno, and let me tell you, Bruno is a bit of a doozy. I elected to teach Ice Beam over Feint Attack because it'll be more useful for the rest of the Elite Four, especially against Lance. But without fail, Hitmonchan will always one-shot us, and we can't one-shot it. So you're probably asking, hey, what if Hitmonchan misses? And I'll show you what happens if Hitmonchan misses. We hit a return, it misses, and we finish it off. Wow, great. Hitmonlee down in one hit, but we can't one-shot Machamp without another crit. So a Crush Top takes us out without fail. So I go back to the drawing board and I decided to teach Substitute over Metal Claw. I didn't want to go for a double team strat in this run because I thought that would be really cheap. So after taking out Lorelei the same exact way as we did the first time, it's Bruno time once again. Set up a sub against Onix because we know it's too weak to break it. Fire off an Ice Beam to take out Onix number 1 and Onix number 2, leading into Hitmonchan, who decides not to go for an attack. We one-shot it with Aerial Ace thanks to a crit. Hitmonlee goes down in one hit. Machamp breaks the sub, but we're faster, and one more Aerial Ace gets the job done, having us beat Bruno. Now it's time for Ghost Trainer Agatha. We set up a substitute against Gengar and fire off an Ice Beam for some reason. It hangs on with a Sliver. 2 more Ice Beams gets the job done, though, nonetheless. Arbok goes down in 2 returns, and Golbat goes down in a single Ice Beam, bringing out Gengar number 2. We get a low roll on Ice Beam both times, but the Citrus Berry heals it into yellow, allowing us to kill with 1 more. Haunter goes down in 2 Ice Beams thanks to a crit, and down goes Agatha once and for all. Here we are up against Dragon Trainer Lance. We take out Gyarados in one hit with a return before setting up a sub against Aerodactyl, who we get a lucky freeze against, allowing us to take it out without taking damage. Dragonite somehow survives the Ice Beam, showing how bad our special attack is. We set up a sub to be safe against Dragonair, but 1 Ice Beam each gets the job done, and the Elite Four is out of the way. All that stands in front of us, and winning the game with just a Sneasel is our rival Jeff. Luckily for us, though, Jeff sucks. We lead with Pidgeot. We set up a sub. He goes for Sand Attack, which does nothing. And a few Ice Beams later, the job against Pidgeot is done. We extend our Ice Beam like against Rhydon, one-shotting it. And out comes Charizard. He breaks our sub with a Flamethrower, but we fire off a few returns, getting us a victory over our rival starter. Alakazam sucks, no defense, goes down in one hit to a return. We set up a sub against Executor, try to Ice Beam, brings it down to the red, Ice Beam again, down into the red, so we Aerial Ace to half and Aerial Ace to finish it off. Gyarados breaks our sub, but we're faster, a return one-shots it, and we get the victory over Jeff. And just like that, we are champions of the Kanto region using only a Sneasel. Was this run hard? Not really. It was hard against fighting types. I mean, Machops that were like 30 levels lower than us were one-shotting us with like Revenge and Brick Break. But other than that, Sneasel, really fast, high attack. It was either sweep or get one-shot. And I found that pretty fun. I like offensive Pokemon. Check out the Platinum Poison Nuzlocke if you haven't. I use a lot of offensive Pokemon in that. And without further ado, I'll see you next time.